Welcome to MLM Nation, a podcast of leaders, by leaders, for leaders, hosted by Simon Chan. He's built a team of over 200,000 and is now a full-time MLM coach and trainer. So if you're ready to level up your business, join us now. Let's do this.
Hey, MLM Nation, Simon Chan here. And I recently was talking to someone that was interested in coaching. And I asked them why and how do they come across? Like, why do they think I was the one that can help them? And they refer back to this podcast episode way back in, I think I did like 2 years ago. I should forget the podcast number right now. I should actually have it in front of me, but I don't. And in that episode, it was actually a replay of a live recording. Actually, it wasn't live. A recording of what I call my hot seat coaching call, where people I coach every week, once a week, we get together and I hold people accountable. You have to share in front of the group real quickly for 1 or 2 minutes what you've done, and then you get to ask me questions. And this person I talked to thought that was really helpful. He got more out of that call than a lot of the other episodes. So, and that made me think about listening to leaders is really inspiring, but maybe sometimes it's not as relatable. Like if you're out there, you're barely making $100 a month. To hear from someone who's making $50,000 a month or 20, even $10,000 a month, that's so far. And I remember when I was building, the people that I relate to the best, I was starting off making $100 a month, $50 to $100, were people that were making like $500 a month. I was like, wow, my goodness, because I could be there. And once I get to 500, I could get to 1,000. I really wanted to know what they were doing. So maybe that inspired me for this special episode, to share with you a recording I did. This was back a couple months ago. But these are people who, you're going to hear from Angelo and Christine from the Philippines, Catherine from Ireland, Janice from the US, Cello from UK, and I think I miss anyone else. I think that's it. But these are people who are around your level if you're just starting off, but they are making things happen. They're making a good part-time income from network marketing. And we talked about this 12 success principles, things that you need to do. And more importantly, daily action steps, routines, hacks that they're doing that you can do. And they're going through the same challenges that you are. So that's why I put this podcast together. Hope you enjoy it. And if you do like it, please, again, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review as well. And you know how to reach me on Facebook, Instagram. DM me. Let me know if you want to hear more of these episodes. But anyway, let's go right into this recorded coaching call. All right, everyone. It is February 17th, and welcome to today's Hot Seat with Angelo and Christine. I know Catherine, Cello, and Jan is going to join us in a little bit. But I don't know. Let's get you started. What's happening with you?
Hey, mentor. Lately, I've been working out with my calendars and having an idea again on your action calendars, giving an opportunity to save more time and giving me an overview on my end of the month activities. So for me, starting those action activities will give me more time to think of other productive ones. So far, in prospecting and
You're talking about your team activities?
For my personal activities, mentor.
Okay. So, for example, like what? Like, what are you planning out?
For example, the same goes in posting gratitude post, the win post.
Okay. So you saw the reel I sent you yesterday, right?
Yes, mentor.
So that's an example of someone who are top leaders in the US who basically build all on social media, no face-to-face. And they just do those type of reels. But every day they're doing a reel, something like that. And you can copy. So I just send that person because you can follow them and just copy what they're doing, but just apply it to your products.
Yes, mentor.
All right. So Angelo and Christine, do you all have any questions? Because we just talked we had a one-on-one call on Monday, right? So do you have any questions or things you want me to go deeper into?
So far, your sessions answers my question in the BYOB or in the one-on-one.
Yeah, I just had to add, mentor, when usually when I had questions in mind, I would first ask Angelo and same to him as well. But right now, when we're talking about what questions we had in mind, we would first think about what would Mentor Simon Chan do. When I ask that thing to Angelo, and ask questions, usually he would know that Mentor Simon would reply to you this thing. He would answer to you this one. And yeah, usually most of the time we know how would Mentor Simon respond. It talks about more on the psychology, usually more on the psychology and how to get people attracted on what you are doing. And
And for me, mentor, when you talk, usually you tend to eliminate the negative ones and focus in on the something that will make you productive. For example, my previous question should I want to ask you this, but I consider the part that I have sometimes uplines that don't help me. They distract me. And I remember one of our coaching, you said, if that stress you, stay away and it will make you old. So just focus on yourself, focus on production. That will keep you moving forward. So sometimes I just want to know the books you read, sometimes the video just you watch. So more on psychology, I understand that having rejecting things that will distract you will be more productive. Just if you put energy on them, you will slow down. Or worse, you'll be stuck.
I will give you. That's good, but because you're copying how people think, right? Most people think that I gotta copy. See, people make it. They think wrong. They think that I need the skills. I need to know what to do. But unless you copy how they think, you're never going to be successful, right? Like Jesus talks about it. Don't give a person a fish. Teach them how to fish, right? So I'm teaching you how to think. You'll be able to handle the things later on. So there's a couple principles. Like instant gratification is almost always bad. Always bad, right? Always bad, right? So if you feel like, oh, I'm working hard, but I'm not getting the money yet, and you want it quicker, it's almost always bad. Now, but that is something that humans always want. So if you ever want someone, so you can use it to grow your business, but to make sure don't let it use it against you, right? So fear of loss is almost always, most of the time, bad. I'll give you an example. Like, go invest in the stock before it goes up. Sometimes people, oh, this is the hottest stock, we're going to invest, right? You fear of missing out. Generally, if you do it, it's always bad, right? Because it's too late already. But you can use it on others, right? So, hey, if I have 3 downlines, I can put on I have 3 people, I have 3 customers I can give you if you get started today. If you wait next week, then you're going to lose these customers, right? So that is like an example of a fear loss. FOMO is almost always bad, right? And that's why a lot of people that were marketing, they struggle because they always say, oh, I got to go here, I got to go there, I got to go here, I got to do this, I got to go to this. But if you don't go, most of the time it's still pretty good. You're not losing that much. Another principle, actually, I'm going to write these down. Fear of loss, delayed gratification is one of the keys to success. Actually, whenever you two have kids, there's a great book I read before I had my first child called Brain Rules for Babies. And they did studies where what determines someone's going to be a great musician or great athlete or great entrepreneur, a successful career, is all about how long they can wait. And teaching kids early on to wait. So I used to do this with my kids. Like I'll give, they used to eat like grapes. Then it became chocolate. So I'll give you a cookie. But if you wait, would you rather have 3 cookies or 1 cookie? And of course, you're always going to say 3 cookies, right? Well, I can give you 1 cookie now, or if you wait till tomorrow, I'll give you 3 cookies, right? So training my kids to have delayed gratification. You look at people who are not successful, is because they want instant gratification, right? And maybe since they're early on, they've been programmed away, so they just have to have the gratification. Another one, like success principles, would be able to do what's boring. I think that's not really talked about much, right? Not really talked about much. Meaning, hey, Catherine, we're talking about like really principles of success here. And there's a great book. I'll send you a link. This is probably one of the best books I've read. It's also it's not a very exciting book. It's kind of boring. Called "Talent is Overrated." Right? Talent is overrated. It talks about whether you're Tiger Woods, or you're the Beatles, or you were all the great tennis players, musicians. They're able to do something over and over and over again, and really bored. Right? And the book is by Jeff Colvin. Okay, Talent is Overrated. I think there's another title similar to Maxwell's books are way more famous. But for example, it's like Tiger Woods, he was a really good golfer, but he would do the same. Like most people, when they practice golf, they will practice different parts. He'll practice the same stroke for 2 hours in the sandpit. And it's really, really boring. So the boring that you bored out of his mind. But in the tournament, when the one time the shot comes up, he hits a great shot. Or the concert pianist practicing not the whole song, but maybe 10 seconds, a 10-second phrase of the song for 2 hours. 2 hours practicing the same 10 seconds. That's like related to a DMO, right? Most people want to do something else. Jump, do this, do this, do this. Practice doing what's boring. Network marketing is actually a very simple business. There's not that much you have to do. It's basically the same things over and over again. Like in the beginning, it's DMOs. Later on, as you grow a team, it's creating campaigns. Campaigns, incentives. And they got to be new campaigns all the time. Because why? Because people they want instant gratification, right? They want the shiny new object. They're bored. They think this doesn't work. I want the new way. And you think about this, like humans, if you want to lose weight, what's one easy way to lose weight? You eat less and exercise more, right? Right? Hold on, I just thought of something I want to share with you. Right? So eat less, right? So for example, your company could be boring. People want to do a diet. And then afterwards, that diet's they want to do a new diet. So there's different type of diets. There's like ketosis is popular. Before there was like the Atkins diet, and then there was the grape juice diet. There was so many diets because people do not want to embrace boring. So you just know that you don't fall for that, but you can use that for marketing. Right? So for example, your company, the new plan now, new products, got to be something new, right? And to motivate your team, it's got to be something new, not the same event, the same trainings. Got to be something new. I just interviewed a very successful leader that's like your age. He built it. And he talked about if you want to have a young team, you got to be crazy, do fun things, because most people are not going to make much money. They mostly are not driven, but you got to do fun things. And because it's fun, they'll stay in the business. Right? You got to do crazy, fun things. Party together, drink together, play basketball tournament, right? Do something fun to keep that. And you always got to be something new. It can't be like a basketball tournament it's got to be changed. It could be a volleyball tournament. It could be a football tournament, something different. Always constantly different, right? So, but these are incentives. Network marketing is the same thing. When you get to leadership level, you do incentives to keep most of the people happy, and most of those people are not going to do much. But you're there to recruit leaders. Next one is this helpful? I think these are like, you want to talk about principles, because this is Arnold and Christine's last call. Duplication is a myth. You don't really duplicate. You duplicate leaders, right? So it's really, you keep recruiting your DMO to find the next leader, but the rest of the people who don't do much, you use campaigns to keep them happy, right? Your downlines who don't do much, they contribute to your residual, right? And then the new people you bring in, that increase your growth. Marketing wise, be the purple cow. Be different. That was, if you want to read a book, that's a book. I can send you the link. Big game changer for me. Purple Cow by Seth Godin, written in 2004. It's basically, if you're a black and white cow, what happens to you? You get slaughtered and eaten alive, right? But if you're a purple cow, you'll be in a museum. You'll be like a special exhibit, right? When you're on social media, you want to be known, not liked. Known, not liked, right? And people can say bad about you, people can say good about you, that's fine. If people like you or hate you, that's good. But the worst is when no one says anything about you. So if you have haters, that's fine. If you have people, fans that like you, that's fine. But the worst is when no one says anything about you. So with your marketing, you may have to be a little bit more aggressive, right? So I know when I first started, I didn't want to be too out there because I was afraid that it would turn off my friends who had nice corporate jobs and didn't want a business. But I wasn't getting anywhere. The more polarizing it was, right, that annoyed my friends. Then they didn't like it. But then a lot of people who were frustrated liked it, right? So you're attracting prospects, right? So another example is like I went to a retreat a couple of years ago. I found out I wasn't playing big in terms of God, right? So I talk about God openly. There's people who love it. There's people who can't stand it. But that's better than not no one say anything about you. So whatever it is you stand for, you got to be bold and talk about, because that's branding. Another marketing principle I would say is people always want things faster, cheaper, and easier, right? You get a faster, cheaper, or easier. People always want that. People eat at McDonald's because it's easier and faster. People eat fast food because it's easier and faster. You can say cheaper too, right? That's why fast food was very, very popular. Well, fast food's not that cheap now, but that's how it became popular. Network marketing is also faster, easy, and cheaper than working a job for 40 years. And then I think the last one we talked about is like controlling emotions. Right? If you can't control your emotions, then you're never going to be successful. And I'll give you one last one. Last principle. Bouncing back. How quickly can you bounce back? Some people take forever to bounce back. Some people take an hour to bounce back. The quicker you can bounce back, the more successful you'll be. Right? Some people, I just talked to someone like they needed to get a good night's sleep and wake up better next day, which is all right. It's better than waiting to next year, next month. But what about like close your eyes and get started back in 5 minutes? Go out and say a quick prayer in 5 minutes and come back. Imagine you have to reset the day, because time is all fake anyway, right? 1 hour. What's 1 hour? It's like man-made time. So I guess those are 10 things I'll leave you with, like fear of loss, delayed gratification, able to do what's boring. People always want something new. Your downlines always want something new. You're duplicating leaders. Be the purple cow. Be different in your marketing. Right? People can like you. It's great. Dislike you. But worse is when no one says anything about you. People want things faster, easier, and cheaper. Controlling your emotions and bouncing back. How quickly can you bounce back? Which is kind of like controlling emotions. And time is the most valuable asset you have. You can always make money back, but you can never make time back. So a lot of your downlines is actually you make more money when they quit because they don't bother you anymore.
Mentor, I do have a follow-up question. I just quickly realized it. For you, when you talk or have a speech, what are your filters? For example, you have a small group that are new reps. The other group are old, mixture with lazy people and motivated people. And the other group is a group that are motivated people. So how do you filter your words when you inspire them?
Well, I motivate the people who are my speech is, so it goes back to your marketing avatar, right? Who you're targeting. Which people need the most motivation?
Once they are motivated, they want to be motivated.
Yeah, so you find out what the problems are. Like the 80% that do nothing, That's my speech towards those people. I'm not talking to the people who are leaders. So if I'm doing a speech with like 500 people and you are in the audience, I'm not going to talk to Angel and Christine because you don't need me to motivate you. Of course, like you'd be motivated, but I'm not going to push you, right? It's like, remember, like if I push, like I can push you hard, but if I push someone else hard, they will quit. That's like the gym owner. The gym owner is not going to call the people who don't go to the gym. Like, come on, let's go, right? So my goal is to make sure the 80% who do nothing, they feel that they're winning and they're fulfilled and they made the right decision. Now, for the leaders like you, I may call you out, right? Say, hey, these are great leaders like Anlo and Christine. Because if I say that on stage, we all have big egos, right? We're leaders. We have egos. If I say that, you're going to feel good. So all the leaders there, I recognize, I strategically go, who's in the crowd as the leader? If I say that, they would like me more. They may even promote me more. I'm going to call out their names. But my speech is not directly at them because they don't need me for motivation. I need to motivate the people who don't do much and make them feel like they're winning.
Mentor, that answers my question.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to Catherine. We'll go Catherine, Janice, and then we'll go Cello.
I don't have anything to ask you this week, Simon. I am just really loving the process. Just in love with work. I never thought I'd say that, but I just really am. I love connecting with people. I love talking to people. And it's definitely doing the process is coming really, really easy to me now. I feel like I'm in a proper routine. This week organization was much better. I let my calendar do it for me versus the day running me, or the day is running me versus me running the day. So yeah, I'm just really, really happy. I know it's just all going to come together and explode. The do.
Good. I'm looking forward to your presentation too. Whenever you're ready, send it to me.
Yeah, no, I'll send it over to you actually after this. Yeah.
Okay. I think this is your last call too. What is your big? What was your biggest win and things have you've changed in the last 3 months?
Gosh, there's been so many. My confidence.
So how is that with confidence? Well, where did that confidence come from? Why are you more confident?
Confidence is actually come from doing exactly what you talked about just there, about doing the, like we see the boring mundane of just doing the DMO every single day. Because when I started it, I remember my hands were shaking thinking, oh my God, I don't know if I really want to do this. But now it's like breathing. I just do it naturally. Every 5 minutes that I can possibly get, whether if it's sitting in the hairdresser, get my hair done, it's like doing this rather, you know what I mean, than just sitting there. So doing the DMO every day builds your confidence, because even when people come back and say no, it doesn't matter anymore. Whereas before, like you talk about, it probably would have took me a couple of days to recuperate. Now I'm like, okay, next.
What else have you gained? How else have you grown?
I suppose my confidence and grown as well has come from the fact that exactly what you talked about. I probably was afraid to step out of that picture that I thought everybody had painted of me for fear of what people would say about me, when actually they're talking about me now more than ever, but in a positive way. Like friends, family, they're all saying to me, what have you done over the last couple of weeks or months? We've noticed a massive difference in you.
Yeah, I remember when we first started in November, you were a little worried about what people think about you.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Now, even now, I find my posts, when I'm doing my posts, all I think about is who I'm actually targeting versus what will my aunt think or what will my mom think or whatever. They don't even come into the picture anymore. It's like, who can I help today with a post? Who can I share something of value to, that they will then keep me on their newsfeed, that we can have a conversation with later on.
Good. There's a saying, when you're 20, you're worried about what others think about you. When you're 40, you don't care about what other people think about you.
That's definitely true.
And then when you're 80, you finally realized no one was thinking about you.
Mental.
Yeah. So that's a big win. All right.
I tell you what else has changed is that I have a confidence that I will be successful, an unwavering confidence. I don't know what you've done to give that to me over the last 3 months, but I actually don't doubt that I will get there. All I can worry about is doing the process every day and making sure that I show up as the best version of me. But I know I will get there.
Good. It's good. I'm proud of you. And it goes back to the long term, thinking short term and long term, right? And you also can't like comparing people. Comparison. That's like we talked about those success principles. If you compare to other people, then that's the end, right?
Do you know what it is as well, though, Simon? I think if I'm being totally honest, I know I'm in the industry 5 years, but for the first time since I joined your course, I really feel I'm doing network marketing properly. Like I actually feel like I have a business now.
Right. So that's good. So that's why I share with you. But if you look at this person's 5 years and it's like a multiple six-figure earner, and I'm still here, but that person was doing network marketing from the beginning, or maybe that person had 10 years of struggle with network marketing before they became that leader, right? You don't know that story, right? They maybe they were doing network marketing in different companies and struggled, and then they got started. Now within 1 year they became that, right? So just not comparing yourself to others is very important. And also, just because, and I share this with Anlo, just because someone got to a certain level quicker doesn't mean they will get to another level quicker. So when I was started out, it took me like 2.5 years to get to this level called gold. And gold was, you got to hit $4,000 in a month, okay, one time. I wasn't the fastest. I had like a little retreat, a little celebration, where we did all these cool things. I still remember 2006, there was like 33 people in our class, with 33 people that hit that rank. And I was probably in the middle or towards the end, but in terms of how quickly, there was someone that did it in 8 weeks. People did it 1 year, 1.5 years, 10 months. There's some people took 8 years. That was, I'm smart. And that person took 8 years. That took me 2.5 years. And that was a really, really hard rank for me. And out of that 33, only 3 of us became six-figure earners, diamonds. So even though the people that beat me to there, I beat them to the next rank. Right. And I think out of that 33, only 2 people still get a residual income from that company. Oh, 2, maybe there's more than that. 2 people get over a 6-figure residual. Wow. A little bit diamonds. So just because someone beats you today doesn't mean 10 years from now you'll be way ahead of them. Right? It's like a tortoise in here. So don't fall like, don't ever compare, because that is like just leads to when you start comparing, that's like you say you have the unwavering confidence and great self-esteem. That's the opposite. That kills your self-esteem, kills your confidence.
Well, I think you only I know I only did that though because I wasn't doing the do. Now because I'm doing the DMO, I don't even have time to be looking at other people.
No.
Don't have time to compare what they're doing because I have to get this done.
Good. And I love your reels, right? Doing
Thank
reels.
You.
And, Catherine just basically copying a lot of reels I'm doing, which that's how you get started in social media. Just copy. And over time, you develop your own style, right? You look at these people, you copy them. That's kind of what I've been doing. Certain people, I copy them, and then you get ideas and you develop your own style. But I love your consistency with the reels. It's good, really good.
Actually, this week I would have had the biggest sales, product sales off the back of them.
Good. What did you do?
I did €200, $200. No, that's not dollars. That's not dollars. Yeah, it's about $240 worth of sales.
Congrats.
Yeah, was thrilled. New customers just off the back. Same thing again. They've obviously been following for a long time, and then that's the number one thing as well that you pointed out to me in the beginning was consistency, because I'm on every single day.
Yeah, and I think most people are not successful because they do 5 reels and don't get results. Well, first of all, they're not even consistent in posting, and if you do post 5 straight days, they're not getting results, right? They don't really understand that stuff compounds. It's like, right, if you double a penny on the first day, after 5 days, it's not much money. But you let it compound for 30 days, now you have like 1.5, whatever, a couple $1 million. You let a penny double every day. So you have to let it sit in there and keep doing it.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just very grateful to have done the course with you. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, it's been the best investment in me and in my business. And I will definitely be back to you. I'll be like, Simon, I need to go at the next level again. I need help.
Well, you did the work. You took action, very fast action. So I'm proud of you. And don't ever forget, management is the kiss of death. So you have this business about constantly recruiting. Okay, you constantly recruit until you get your passive income level.
You actually said one thing last week that has really stuck in my head is, do you remember Ojugo was talking about doing a live event, and you said, master your skills until you reach the income that you need. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And I think that comes from because it gets boring doing the same thing. I want to do an event. It's more exciting. It's more fun. I want a new routine. No, I mean, leaders don't do that. You create that for your downlines, right? Yeah. Give them something new, but you have to stay focused. Do the same thing.
My only regret is I didn't sign up with you earlier.
But it's all meant to be. If you were earlier, you may not have the business maturity to stay consistent and focused, right?
True. Very true.
It's the reason for everything. All right. Yeah. Good work. Good stuff. I'm looking forward to your presentation.
Thanks, Simon.
All right. Let's go to Janice. So Janice, I just looked at your story. Very good. I just saw your video right before this. So it's good to go.
Okay.
It's good. Start using it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. So do I need to crop it at the top?
No, I think you're good. You know what? Those are the things that are like, 80% that gives very little return. It's good enough.
Okay.
That's like, all right. So someone watches the video. What's their next step? What do they do afterwards?
The next step is they're supposed to message me.
Yep.
Right. Because at the end of the video, I say, if you feel like, if let's talk about if this is a fit for you. So if you're interested, message me, and then we'll take next steps. And so if they message me, then I'm going to show them the next step, or the company video, the shorter company video, because we have quite a few, that are extended. And so I'll show them the shorter company video. And then from there, it would be a presentation, whether it's a video presentation, me presenting, or one of our corporate live presentations, depending upon the timing when I'm talking to the person.
How short is that company video you send them?
The first one is like 7 minutes. And so they're looking at mine, which is maybe 2.5 minutes. The next one is like 7 minutes. And then the one that's a full presentation is nearly 13.
You been using that for your past signups?
I had not been using the one that I did, of course. And so I really, before coming into your course, I did not segment 3 different videos. I just went right to the main presentation before.
And you're going to plan to mostly prospect on LinkedIn, like what we talked about?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I could recommend. Okay. I recommend send a short video. If they want to learn more, you hop on a Zoom call.
Okay.
And on the Zoom call, you play that 7-minute video.
Okay.
You watch it together with them.
Okay.
And then you basically answer questions and you close.
Okay.
Okay. You can test that out. Another way to do that is, I'll give you 3 versions of it. You can think about it just to give you what people have done. Another way is you send out the 7-minute video. And after the 7-minute video, then you go to hop on the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
I think in that instance, you're going to have more people click on that video, but they're not going to watch the whole thing. And then you're going to lose people.
Okay.
That's my feeling.
Okay.
Okay. If you send the video, especially LinkedIn, people are busy. They're not going to, 7 minutes is kind of long. They're not going to watch the whole thing. and then they're not going to schedule the Zoom.
Mhm.
If
Okay.
13 minutes is eternity, that's not another possibility, which is 13 minutes 2 days. That's like a third of a Netflix episode, right? Like Netflix episodes are like 42, 48 minutes, right? Because they take out.
Oh, okay. I don't watch Netflix, so I don't know. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
So another way is you schedule that Zoom. And then the day before, when you confirm that Zoom, you ask them, if I send you a 7-minute video, could you watch it right before our meeting? Because we're going to talk about that video.
Mhm.
And they're going to say, yes, sure. You text them. And then, so say the meeting's at 5 o'clock, you send that video to them at 4:50.
Mhm.
And then you text them, hey, here's the video. I look forward to see you on the Zoom at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And then once you get on Zoom, you basically answer questions. That may save you a little time, but it depends on a person. It may work. So I just give you 3 different situations that you can try.
Okay. Okay.
I actually personally like the hop on Zoom and you play the video for them better. But you don't know until you know how sales. You got to test it out.
Okay.
Oh, another.
So what do you think about?
Hold on.
Okay,
Another
sorry.
that's important is, where's the video hosted at? The 7-minute video. Where do they host? Where's the video hosted at?
It's hosted on our corporate website, so I can send it to them via my app to any platform that they're on. I could send it via email or via text message, WhatsApp, whatever.
But once I go to that corporate website, there's other videos for me to watch, right?
No. Mm-mm.
That's only one video?
No, it's housed inside of a Vimeo platform. Is that what you mean?
Yes. So there's once I
it's inside.
Is there ways for me to click and watch other things?
No.
All right, that's good. Good. All right. Because if you can click other things, then it's going to be hard to get them on Zoom. So they actually looked at everything.
Right.
They don't want to talk to you.
Right.
But I think, if with your sales skills, you're good at conversion. And just to let people know, in her Janice's other business, she says she converts 75% people. So with your sales skills, you should definitely get them on the Zoom and probably watch the video together with them.
Okay. It's just a pipeline. Get them in front of me. Just get them in front of me.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Any questions?
I did want to talk. Last week you and I had discussed briefly about Wendy, and I did want to talk about her.
Oh, yes.
With regard to Wendy is one of my team members, and I did want to talk about the fact that she's getting some pushback with regard to pricing. And I know that in some of the materials that you have, you mentioned that whatever the objection is, that objection tends to be resident in you. Yes. Otherwise, you wouldn't consistently get that objection. So how do I help her with regard to her belief level with regard to price?
She leads with product approach or business approach?
I believe she tends to lead with product.
Right. Okay. If she leads with product, that's because she herself doesn't believe it's a great value.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She may. So you got to build her belief and talk about what makes your products better than stuff on Amazon, the stuff you can buy in Costco at department stores. That comes from more testimonials, product belief. Right. But if she's leading with the business, and it also, this is kind of related to the products too, it's about selling the dream. If you're selling the dream big enough, product is nothing. The price is nothing.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And for example, the Super Bowl was just Sunday. How many of us knew someone who bought Super Bowl squares or gamble on put some money, like a friendly wager with friends, right? Gambling. That's totally you're going to lose the money. But the dream of winning big. Or why do people buy lottery? Right? Spend $100, a couple $100 on buying a lottery tickets. You know you're not going to win, but the dream is so big that a couple $100 on buying lottery tickets is nothing. I'll spend $100 a week on lottery.
Right.
Right. Just not selling the dream big enough. When the dream is big, then the product is irrelevant.
Right.
Price of the product is irrelevant. Because the reason they say it's expensive is because the prospect sees like, oh, there's more money coming out than coming in.
Right.
Right. You use the no money back guarantee if you don't loan, because the prospects is expensive. Because especially when you have a skincare product, right? You're talking about like the
skincare, nutrition, and travel.
Right. So just say like, I'm just talking about using skincare, right? The value of looking beautiful is worth less than the price of the products. The prospect doesn't believe they can look better, look younger, but if they really believe it, then they'll pay the money.
Right. So we definitely have to. You have to sell value. If they see the value, if they perceive the value, then the price is not in play. Right.
Or you can use the fear of loss, where the loss of something will cost more than the gain. So, for example, supplements. I'll give you two examples. Right. One of them is like, it costs only $100 a month for these products, but they keep you healthy. If you actually got sick, how much would it cost to see the doctor?
Right.
Or how much will your hospital bill cost? Or your lost wages, or you have to use up your vacation days. How much is a vacation day worth if you get sick and you can't go to work and you have to waste your vacation day staying home? Right. Or the inconvenience, or you got to go get a vaccine or whatever, right? It's using fear of loss. Our company was supplement company, right? So why does this product cost twice as much? And then, so one of the things we ask is like, how do you know your product? We asked them, do you take supplements? And the person said, yeah, we take supplements. So how do you know those products are working? And they're like, oh, I don't know if they work or not. So how do you know you're not losing money? They cost our products are $60, yours is $20. How do you know you're not wasting $20? Because we talk about our products are like, approved, doctors approved and all that, right? But your products are not. So how do you know that you are taking products? That's good. You realize the importance of supplementation, but how do you know they will actually work? So then the prospect think, oh, I actually may be wasting my money because these products are not being absorbed. So they've lost of like, I'm losing money instead of like. But the fear of loss is a greater motivator than desire gain. The fear of losing out on the opportunity is always greater motivator than to gain an opportunity. Right? Oh, I have a chance to be financially free. I may not be excited about it. Really strong motivator for that. But if I feel I'm going to lose out on this opportunity, again, the FOMO, people go do. And that's what you see a lot of people make bad decisions in life, because of FOMO, right? They jump into things really quickly. So you can use FOMO to get them.
Okay. So I have to, of course, I have to impact how she thinks about it in order to get her to be able to overcome the objection that she's obviously getting.
Yeah, I think deep down she feels like, some of these products can be purchased cheaper. But that's a lot of network marketers feel this way. The reason the products cost more is because there's an opportunity plan. There's a pay plan attached to it. If we didn't have to pay commissions, the products may be a little cheaper. Deep down, she probably feels that way.
Right. So should I engage in a conversation with her about that, or simply just offer additional information about it?
Dan, I think you have to. I don't know her financial background, how much money she makes, her family. These are all factors, right? So if her family of people are mostly all broke, then like she thinks these are really, really expensive. If they're pretty decent, they can afford it, but maybe they don't take the product. So you know the situation better. It may be better you can talk to her directly about it. But if she feels it's like, oh, you're attacking me, you're trying to convince me, then it's not going to work well, right? You may want to do, you want to subtly talk a lot about and change the way. And sometimes it may be just she doesn't talk to you, she talks to someone else in your company.
Right. Yeah, because she's in a lot of the trainings we have, as probably everybody on here, trainings till the cows come home. We have more trainings. And so she's pretty much on every training, but it doesn't necessarily.
Yeah. So the most important training is training about herself, right? So she's not confident. She's got, like, for example, if someone's see like a different movie, right? So I adopted this from someone that I looked up to, right? He was so good at selling. That's like, you know what? And then one of my downlines, we adopted this, was like, hey, we can sell ice to Eskimos. Well, I'm so good at selling that even if you can't afford it, I'll make you buy it. That's how good I am in convincing people, right? So that's how much. And you know, we did get product returns afterwards, but it doesn't matter. We're here to get our sale. We're paid to increase sales. So I sold myself. Well, me and my downline, we sold ourselves to say we can get people to do things even they don't want to do them. We can get people to take out their credit card, give us the credit card numbers, even deep down they don't want to do it. That's how good we are. And we had that belief that we can do that. So when we did that, we closed very confidently, right? She probably doesn't. She definitely doesn't have that belief, or she feels like she's too pushy. She's not a top leader. If she saw herself as a top leader, someone that's really good at sales and recruiting, these things wouldn't come out.
Well, this is the thing, Simon, and then we'll move on. This is the thing with her. At one point, so where are we? We're in February. So for about a year span, she was one of the top customer, had top customer acquisition.
Okay.
And yeah, and so I would venture to say around about Black Friday and forward, it's not her particular, it's the feedback I'm getting about the customers feeling like, the prices are too high.
Oh, the customers, you're talking about the customers are giving you the feedback.
Yeah, that's the objection. And to the point of what you said, if you're getting that objection from them, then it must be an objection in you.
No, that changed us a little bit different. Sorry, I misunderstood. Right. So if she's getting from prospects, that's one thing. If she's getting from customers, it's because you haven't sold them after they use the product.
Okay.
Right? So you have to nonstop sell. So, for example, if I have this iPad and I just bought it, but I don't use it, I'm just like reading. Why'd I pay $1,000 for this? I should got a cheaper tablet. So right, it's like if I have this book, you tell me I didn't read this book out here, and like I overpaid for this, because you have to sell consumption. A lot of people buy stuff that they don't use, right? So as long as you don't use it, then it's going to be expensive.
Right.
So after you sell them, you got to kind of continue educate them, number one, to use it, and also why it's good, right? Otherwise, you get buyer's remorse.
Right. Okay.
We all purchase stuff that we feel like, we wasted our money, correct? Because you probably didn't use it, or no one educated the advantages of it. Right, so we get excited. Oh, we bought this stuff. Then afterwards, why'd I buy it? If I'm not using it, it's definitely expensive. So you got to sell consumption.
Okay.
So as part of the customer,
thank you.
As part of the customer follow up, you got to sell them. It's not like I made the sale. Yes, great. No, you got to keep talking about the benefits of the product, right? Otherwise, you can get buyer's remorse. It's like your trainings for your team. For the 80% that don't do much, you constantly have to sell them the benefits of the product. But once they don't feel like the benefits, then it's expensive. Because it's another one more thing is it's got to be just not about the product. It's got to be some type of surfacing behind that product, right? So if it's just like, for example, take a shake. If I just buy a shake, I can buy cheaper on Amazon, on Costco. Now you can say the quality is better, but everyone says they're better. Amazon, that product has 1,000 5-star reviews. They say that's pretty good too, right? So even if it's a little bit less, but it's half the price. So if you're just comparing, you're just comparing the product, it becomes a commodity. And then it's just like the lowest price always wins. Like commodities, like buying eggs, right? We buy the cheapest eggs. We don't buy a special brand of eggs. But so you add servicing in there. So customer care. So if you buy the shake, you get maybe a weekly nutritional tips. You get check-ins. You add stuff that Amazon and Costco can, because Amazon and Costco can beat you in price, but it can't beat you in service. Right? You add them to a Facebook group where you're providing a lot of additional tips. These are things that they can't. So you, instead of just comparing apples to apples now comparing apples to oranges, totally different things. Right? It's kind of like when you go to, and I know you're muted, Janice. It's like if
I
you
just
go
said
to,
okay.
if you have like ever drove like a Mercedes or Lexus or something, like, if you get service their car, it's different. It's not taken to the mechanic, right? Because they charge a lot for like there's luxury car servicing, but it's not just dropping off for a mechanic. They give you free bottle of water. You sit in a nice lounge. They give you little snacks to eat. So now it's like the whole experience. Now you can't compare. Hey, I paid double the price for oil and filter change, right? Because it's not, you didn't get an oil and filter change. You got a whole experience. You got a loaner car. You get all these things. So now they can increase the price. Okay. All right, let's move on. We only have a couple minutes left. Cello, this call went a little longer, but let's go. What's happening with you?
Yes, so lots of things because I missed the other week. Sorry about that, guys. But I'm embracing the whole idea of just fire that list, and there is no holding back for me at this point. So for the last 1.5 weeks, I have sent 80 invites, which it's probably quadruple of what I've sent in the last 18 months.
80? I have 80 invites?
80.
Good.
Invites. And actually, half of that really replied and they're happy to look at it. So some of them, they didn't look at it badly. They were just saying, oh, the presentation is good. I love it. It's catchy. So some would look at it that way, that I'm just asking for advice. And some would look at it like, yes, I'm interested to look at it. So I actually closed that presentation today. So I was late, but she signed up. So I'm happy for that. And I'm just happy to just go through my list. Because at the moment, I'm just focusing on Facebook contacts that I have. And I have about over 1,000. And if I'm just going this way, then I would already have finished all of those in the next 2 months. But I'm actually ramping up. I'm doing more on my clam. So it's like equally sending invites. I've also done 78 in clams. So it's getting them out of the list, but I'm also putting the same amount in my list. So really, I'm not really running out of connections. And I'm just so happy because I've never done that in 18 months. So I think the greatest update is I know that when I joined the business, I just joined in really wrong footing in across the board, like how to even invite and how to even do the presentation. Because I never had an upline. They only turned up just 2 months ago when they saw me rank advanced. So everything was not guided. And the guide that I was getting, and you told me, Simon, that whatever they were telling me was completely wrong. And I was just giving away the company to all my 1,000 contacts. So I think that's a challenge because maybe half of them who were watching me already knows that I'm with. But it didn't stop me from sending it anyway, although I know. So even if they ask me, is that about yes? Do you know about it? So at least I know how to answer it now. Before I would really defend it. Like as soon as they ask it, then there are lots of thoughts going on in my head.
So it's a negative thought. They're not true.
Yeah. But now I really don't care if they know. It's like, what do you know about it? And then if it's positive or negative, I will filter it according to that. And I don't really waste so much time in that person. I just keep going on. And so I've been able to do more the last 2-3 weeks than my last 18 months. And that's all production combined. So that I'm really, really happy. And I think making the iMovie and the iStory really helped me build that confidence to just go out there and speak to just anyone. And I don't have that chicken list anymore. I just don't have it. I really don't care.
I have some feedback for you.
Yeah.
First of all, send me your presentation. I want to take a look at your presentation.
Yes.
Okay, that's your next step. I'll get the story done. We talked about that.
Yes.
Get the story done quickly before weekend. Those 1,000 people that if they know that you're doing it, you just tell them, Absolutely. I've been doing it for 10 months and it's even better now than before. If it didn't work, I would have quit already.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's actually gotten better and better. That's why I want to share this with you.
Yeah.
Right? Because most people
Yeah.
quit. So you tell them I haven't, it's actually been really, it's kind of like the follow-up, the win and update, and then share ask them, hey, things have been awesome. Absolutely. It's been awesome beyond what I can imagine. And if it wasn't, I would have quit already, but it's still been going strong. This is really good.
Yeah.
And if they say
Yeah,
like,
that's
well,
good.
oh, you know what, my aunt did it, I know this already. Well, you know what? It's like, and then you can talk about like, the right team and support makes a huge difference.
Huge.
Now, you can ask them that. Like, why do some people successful, why people not successful? Team support important. Remember, you're selling them the three things, the three doubts. Is this for real? Can I do it? And will you help me? Right? Will you help me is you and the team. You can say that I invested $3,000 in coaching. Wow, then Shello must be very successful, must be doing well. She can invest in coaching, right? So you're always selling your winner up there because people are buying you. And then you give them confidence that they can do it because of you and your team.
Yeah. And then just an update on, as I said, like probably 85% of my team was sleeping. Again, probably it's the same problem because I started wrongly. So everyone in my team actually started in the wrong footing, just the same.
Yeah, but even if you start in the right footing, 80% are going to be sleeping.
Yeah.
Because
But at least
80% don't do anything. Doesn't matter what the company, but you keep them happy through incentive, through fulfillment.
Yeah. But I guess because we never even had the invite thing, they just never did it ever. So I know who are these people who never even started inviting, like 0 invites, even if they joined. And so I started talking to them and I got 5 to do the invites, the magic script, and they're happy doing it. And like they're coming back to me like, yes, I did 5.
Yeah, the best way to do it is like the best way to do that is when you're talking to them on the phone or you're talking on Zoom or you're texting.
Phone or person.
Right, if you're a person, you do it together with them.
Yeah.
So they can't run away. You're doing it right now. Let's send out 10.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get more out of them by when you do it together with them than after they hang up.
Yeah. Yeah. But at least now I have more who are willing to do this with me than before, that they really never cared because they don't know what they're doing and they know that it won't work.
Good.
So at least that's the success as well.
All right.
So I just have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry. So I just have just one challenge. Just like I have some of my leaders in the team who doesn't share or who is not a believer of what I'm doing, because at the moment I rebranded myself, right?
The leaders meaning what? Downline or upline?
Downline. So I rebranded myself and now like I'm approaching the business like business, and some of them weren't happy to do.
Okay, it goes back to, you hopped in late, but Annalo and Christine talked about it, right? The most valuable thing is your time and your energy. Do they deserve your time?
Yes.
These people deserve your time?
Yes, it's their family.
No, they don't. That's different. They don't deserve your time. This is a business and not a family. So if they were not family, would they deserve your time?
No.
No. So you don't work. You don't worry about.
You just leave them.
You leave them.
They want to do their business. Okay.
Yes, you leave them. They'll be there, and a lot of times, it just is like anything with upline, downlines. You gotta expect them not to follow. You gotta make it happen, and then they will follow.
Okay. You
get to the next rank. You spend your time and energy getting to let's just say you get to silver, and then they will follow. So use your time. Sometimes it gets very frustrating. You're wasting your time. You get mentally exhausted and angry. Use your time and energy to focus on growing, to set the example. Talk about leading. Yeah. Once you set the example, then they will follow. And even if you set the example, some will never follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then if you don't follow, then they're not coachable. They're not coachable. They don't deserve your time. Yeah. So you're not spending time on this. You're spending time on your DMO, what you're doing, bring people in, get to your rank, and then they will follow.
Okay, then. Makes sense.
All right. All right, ML Nation. Hope you enjoy that. I want to know whether you liked it or not. You want more of these episodes? Let me know. Or maybe, of course, we're not going to do them every one. We still want to feature the top leaders, but maybe once a quarter or maybe once a month. Let me know. Hit me back. And on social media, you know where to find me. Also, for the complete show notes, for a lot of the notes that we took, go to mlmnation.com, click on the podcast app, I'm going to actually have the outline of the 12 success principles that we talked about. It will be right there, and also other resources that can help you. So anyway, hey, if you like this is a show. It's not free. It takes a lot of my time to do these, record them, set these interviews up. We've done over almost 800 episodes. We're going to our ninth season, and so it's not free. What you need to do is, since it takes a lot of my time, just go subscribe and review. Okay, subscribe and review on whatever platform on the podcast, and definitely subscribe to YouTube and share this with others as well. If you can do that, hey, you don't need to pay me a penny. That will mean a lot to me. It means that you are listening and I'm actually making an impact. Anyway, thank you for listening. It's Simon Chan. I'm loud and proud to be part of this amazing profession. Make sure you take action on what you learned. You just learned from people just like you, making it happen. Take action and go out there, have a positive impact on someone's life. God bless you all.